What's up, everyone? This is David with Pickdawgz.com with your free pick in the West Virginia vs. Texas Tech game on Saturday, September 23rd, 2023. We give away a ton of free picks here on our YouTube channel, as well as Pickdawgz.com and SportsChatPlace.com. But if you're wondering what bets I like the best and what bets our team likes the best, head on over to Pickdawgz or Sports Chat Place, click on the Premium Pick tab, and you can check out all of our expert handicappers. Don't forget to use code PICK at checkout to save 15% any purchase of $19 or more. All right, let's get into this one here as we have an interesting Big 12 matchup between West Virginia and Texas Tech. West Virginia comes into this one with a 2-1 record and is coming off of a rivalry game win over Pittsburgh by a score of 17-6 last week. That game was ugly for both teams, as both teams had 211 total yards of offense, but that West Virginia defense stepped up and forced 3 turnovers in the win. There is cause for concern with West Virginia as quarterback Garrett Green is questionable for this game with an ankle injury. There really hasn't been much of an update other than the coach saying if he's healthy enough to play, he will play. So we will see his status as we get closer to kickoff. West Virginia did start the season with a loss to Penn State, 38-15, and then they blew out Duquesne 56-17 in week 2. The Mountaineers offense is scoring 29 points per game with only 179 passing yards per game, but they are rushing for 200 yards a game. The rushing attack is led by C.J. Donaldson Jr. He has 239 yards on the ground and 2 scores. That West Virginia defense is allowing 20.3 points against with 214 passing yards and 93 rushing yards on the season. Going over to Texas Tech, they've had a disappointing start to 2023 as they lost to Wyoming by a score of 35-33 in double overtime in week 1. They followed that up with a game against Oregon at home where they actually played pretty well and they led 27-18 in the fourth quarter, but they couldn't get it done. They collapsed in the fourth and lost. They beat Tarleton State 41-3 last week for their first win of the year, but they'll look to get back on track here against West Virginia. In that game against Oregon, they did allow 472 total yards, but they did put up 456 total yards themselves and the 30 points. Like I said, they let that game get away in the fourth quarter. They turned the ball over 4 times in the game, and they really missed out on an opportunity to get a huge win early in the season. The Texas Tech offense is scoring 34.7 points per game with over 270 passing yards per game and 162 rushing yards per game. The Red Raiders offense is led by Tyler Shaw, who has thrown for 743 yards, 7 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions, so he needs to watch the turnovers. And the ground game is led by Taj Brooks, who has rushed for 263 yards and 1 score. The Texas Tech defense is allowing over 25 points against per game with 235 passing yards and 143 rushing yards against per game. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Obviously, the health of quarterback Garrett Green for West Virginia is going to be super important coming into this one. But I was really high on Texas Tech coming into the season, and I thought they could be a contender in that Big 12, and they still can. Obviously, still early in the season, but those 2 losses to start the year, especially the one to Wyoming, was a head scratcher. The Texas Tech offense can put up some points, and that passing attack has been pretty solid. And they take on a West Virginia defense that hasn't been great against the pass. And then the West Virginia offense really hasn't done much. Like I said, they're only averaging 179 yards through the air. The ground game has been better for them. And Texas Tech's defense definitely has some holes and can be taken advantage of. But when you look at the 2 teams together, the Texas Tech offense is the much better unit than the West Virginia offense. So I think Texas Tech will go in to West Virginia and come out with a win. And I'm going to take Texas Tech minus the 6 as my free pick. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, as well as turn those notifications on so you're the first to see all of our content as we release it. If you're looking for my best bets, head on over to Pickdawgz.com, click on the Premium Pick tab. You can check out me and all of our other expert handicappers. While you're over on the sites, check out our betting tools. It's 100% free, and it's a great source of information that helps you get a leg up. Good luck, and I'll see you soon.